All right, guys, welcome back to the Heroes of the Storm Road to BlizzCon qualifiers, where we have a fight on our hands, is what we have, Anna.
Which is nice. We've had a lot of fights, but we have not seen one quite so evenly matched as this one, at least today, I don't think, Gilly. Because we've seen long games, we are now tied 1-1, and we are going into Game 3 of this series between Gaming Team Gaming and 2Ark Gaming. Gaming.
Exactly. And with that note, let's hop over to the draft as they have started. So we're going to jump over there, and it looks like Gaming Team Gaming do have first pick, first ban. 2Ark, who lost the last game, did get map pick, and they chose Cursed Hollow. So we're seeing Gaming Team Gaming ban Lost Vikings, but I'd like to note that 2Ark banned Illidan here, so they're respecting the power of GTG a little bit with that Illidan play last time, but that does mean that with first pick and it not being banned, they were able to pick up Sylvanas.
And Sylvanas on Cursed Hollow, as well as in many other places, is a really nice hero to have because she is kind of like a little mini curse in and of herself. She stops buildings from firing, so she can do what the battleground mechanic itself does all by her lonesome.
Yes, that's exactly right. And any time that you can disable structures, well, you've got something like maybe a boss pushing or merc camps, even minions, if you were to get some promoted minions in there, it's a possibility of just taking down structures, opening up the avenues for a fort, for a keep, even for core, so that later on, when you win a decisive team fight, you can push in even more.
Absolutely. Now, it'll be interesting to see what 2Ark opens with, because they have, like we mentioned, been characteristically interested in doing lots of damage, but in the last game, maybe not quite as much. We thought that they might be prepping for that no-tank build that we've seen from them before, but they didn't do that. Here they're starting out with Kael'thas, who is recognizable as one of the biggest burst damage dealers in the game, and who notably gets very strong in the late game, which is something that 2Ark is fairly comfortable with, waiting until the late game to really make their move. They're going to add a Zeratul to that, who, in addition to being sneaky, also does his fair share of damage, and we've seen his CC as well.
Yeah, I mean, 2Ark's Zeratul player has done a really good job of getting Void Prisons. It's just in the last game, Gaming Team Gaming were really great at making sure that they could mitigate it, either by spreading out, having one healer out at all times to keep whoever else was out alive, and they may even choose to do something similar like that, given that they've seen the early Zeratul. For now, they are going to go ahead and pick up Brightwing. I mean, their Brightwing was on point last game, and I see nothing wrong with grabbing that once again. The next pick, maybe it'll be their warrior, so that they have one of everything. They also, Jaina is still out, so if they're looking to have the Jaina, that might be a possibility, as that way they can make sure that she's not going to be banned in the next ban phase.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think they might want to take that possibility away from 2Ark as well. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm giving too much credence to the idea that 2Ark equals damage dealers, but I would not want Jaina to be available to 2Ark if I were Gaming Team Gaming, so I would go ahead and pick her because she's great with those other two girls that they have on their roster so far, and there's plenty of tanks to be had as well, though maybe they would like to use Johanna.
Yeah, I mean, generally we've seen Johanna banned a couple of times by 2Ark when they don't want her, but this time actually going for Tyrael. So are they going to ban a Nubarak then to make sure? No, they quickly banned out Jaina. So that is exactly what I thought 2Ark might do, ensuring that they control the damage dealers. But Gaming Team Gaming going to ban Uther, so they're not going to allow 2Ark to have the Divine Shield that they had last time even. They'll have to make something work with something like a Rhaegar, which we've seen them do before, or maybe even a Malfurion. Could be a possibility too. I think generally it would be one of those, but who knows?
Yeah, that's a really good point. We actually didn't talk too much in the last game about how much the Divine Shield did for 2Ark, but it definitely saved their hides quite a few times. So not being able to rely on that means that, like you said, they're really going to need a healer who can keep healthy and or shield, or maybe we're looking at, again, a Tassadar and healer combo. Who knows? We've also not seen Tyrande show her face, and poof, there it is. There's Tyrande. So 2Ark is going to use this lovely lady who can do some healing. She can do some damaging, and she also has a lot of visionability to her.
Yeah, she's great on this map too because there are a lot of choke points where once you get that increased radius of the lunar flare, you can actually like stun basically everybody who's in a choke point. So they're going to get Malfurion and Sharonda. And now the healing potential for them is huge. Malfurion, of course, we saw Tranquility last time, but they also are going to deny Gaming Team Gaming from having both Brightwing and Malfurion again. So if Gaming Team Gaming are wanting to do something like that double support once again, they would have had to do something like Rhaegar, but no, they picked up a Nubrak and Tyrael. So they are going to be going for that very blood for blood, divey, engaged upon composition that you get with that Tyrael and a Nubrak, and now they'll have their last pick. It definitely should be some sort of damage dealer here, I would think. I don't think they would want to leave it all completely up to Sylvanas to do damage.
No, we've seen teams try that before, but I don't feel like it's ever really been effective. I agree with you that we would most definitely see a damage dealer here, and it is going to be Tychus. So we will see some great damage come out of him that is ranged, and also have the potential for either the Odin or that Draken laser drill, which can be really helpful around tributes especially, because it can just attack the person who's trying to channel that tribute and keep a space open and covered while you try to put yourself in a better position to grab a tribute. So, great pick there.
Yeah, I'm really surprised, though, because the first game we saw them pick Tychus, and they did not win it. And then they had Vala last game, which, you know, helped them out pretty well. But they are going to be facing the old no warrior composition.
Oh, no.
Tuark has decided to pick up the Kerrigan, and this is kind of a surprise pick, you know. It's clear at the end, and I'm wondering if Gaming Team Gaming is prepared for this. We'll have to see.
Delicious Kerrigan pick. So the question is, yes, as you said, is Gaming Team Gaming prepared for this? Also, is Tuark prepared for this? What are they going to do to make Kerrigan tanky enough to tank for her team and become an assassin warrior, a war assassin?
War assassin. Well, they have the potential for protective shields. They've got a ton of heal capability between the two of them. They also can make targets take more damage with the Hunter's Mark, which means, I mean, really all they have to do is just take someone out of the fight instantly from Gaming Team Gaming. Take someone out, and then they're 5v4, and then it's just going to, you know, compound from there. So that's going to be their idea. They also look at their potential for control in this fight. They've got a Gravity Lapse from Kael'thas, the Primal Grasp into the blades from Kerrigan, Roots from Malfurion, Stuns from Sharonda. That is a scary amount of CC for them to be able to just catch somebody and never let them go. You cannot run away from our love.
We want to love on you so hard. The other thing about Kerrigan, as we talked about before, is that she has shields that correspond to how much damage she can do. So if you can help her do damage in any way, then that's going to make her increasingly tankier. So that's another good way Tuark has prepared themselves to do that.
Yeah, that's for sure. But looking at Gaming Team Gaming, they do have a great composition for being able to just dive in on the backline of Tuark. So any hope of trying to keep Kael'thas safe is going to be pretty rough, other than just hoping to stun people for days, because both Anub'arak can impale, he can burrow charge in, Tyrael, of course, will most likely pick up that judgment as well, but you could also even use Eldarin's Might to hop into a battle, so they're going to be very effective at attacking whomever they want, regardless of the stuns that Tuark have.
Yeah, and the thing is with Gaming Team Gaming, they don't have anyone who's notoriously, like, broken glass fragile, you know? I mean, of course, someone like Brightwing or someone like Sylvanas is not going to be able to take tons of damage, same with Tychus, but they're not heroes that are known specifically for, if they're not protected and supported and behind them, you know, their protectors, then they're going to be immediately dead. They have some mechanics that can allow them to escape. They're able to take a few hits. So Gaming Team Gaming, along with their two warriors who are going to tank for the team, do have a lot of survivability as well.
Yeah, I totally agree, and once they get to 16, you know, Tuark, yes, they've got Kael'thas, yes, they've got Ignite, but Gaming Team Gaming will have the potential for several Blood for Bloods, so they will be able to burn somebody down too, and without something like a Divine Shield, I mean, they've got no warrior. Usually you concentrate that on a warrior, but with that, they could even concentrate their blood for bloods on, like, the Kerrigan and just, you know, she's like, Maelstrom, yay, hello, here I am right in front of you. And then it's like, oh, actually, here's our blood for bloods, you're dead.
But that said, 2ARC does have 3 very respectable damage dealers. So even if they did focus down someone like Kerrigan, then they would still have Kael'thas and Zeratul to contend with in terms of damage. And since they do have 2 heroes who are capable of healing, that's going to really help keep those 2 other squishies in the back line who aren't trying to act as tanks available to do damage as well. So this is going to be really fun. Both these teams have strengths that are going to be really neat when put against each other, and especially on Cursed Hollow, which, let's go over what this map is in case you aren't familiar with it. Cursed Hollow is ruled over by the Raven Lord, and he is willing to curse your opponents if you pay him enough tribute. In order to pay him tribute, you've got to channel little points on the map. There are 6 of them, 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. You will want to grab tributes throughout the game as they spawn randomly. You have to grab 3 in order for him to curse your enemy. So we'll see teams make decisions on the costs versus benefits of going after those tributes at different points in the game. If you do manage to curse your enemies, that means that their structures will not shoot, and their minions will spawn with only 1 HP.
Exactly right. So I'm going to have to once again switch the team names in these overlays. So while I'm doing that, would you love to introduce Gaming Team Gaming just once more in this series for me?
I sure would love it. There's so much love to go around. I'm just loving it. Fate is going to play Tyrael, Phoenix will play Anubarak, Kunriel will be on Tychus, Wraith will be playing Sylvanas, and Koto will play Brightwing. They will be wearing blue, and they will make up Gaming Team Gaming.
To be fair, I mean, Wraith playing Sylvanas does mean, like, Wraith playing a Wraith. But looking at 2ARC Gaming, we'll have Panucci once again on Countess Kerrigan, Furious D playing Tyrande, Chubbs will be on Malfurion, Quibsy's going to play that Kael'thas, and playing Zeratul like he's been doing all day, it's going to be Traitor.
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 Alright, well, as you can see, this map is a little bit larger, perhaps, than some of the others. We're going to see that be a factor in terms of how quickly heroes can get from one lane to another. Right now, the laning phase means that they're looking to soak up experience, but Phoenix, Kunriel, and Wraith are pushing pretty hard in the middle here together. They're going to do that for a little while until, oh, I thought they were going to leave. And they are. They're just teasing us.
Koto playing very, very defensively, and I have to commend that, knowing that they are up against the potential for a very strong gank squad from that Panucci, who has so many stuns to follow up, and here they come in, they're coming around, they have to realize this, she's going to come in, going to pull Koto in, and from a million stuns, there's roots, there's stuns, there's lunar flares, there's so many things will go down, so that will be the first takedown of the game, going to 2ARC Gaming.
Coordination is going to be the name of the game, because if 2ARC can call out who they want to focus down, like you mentioned, if they can get one person down and make this a 5v4 in every team fight, which they're capable of doing with all of those different ways to control a hero, then that's going to really give them a huge advantage, and it's already showing here in the early game. However, we do see that the teams are about equal in experience as they both approach level 3.
Yes, that's right, and of course we'll have more talents at level 4, but Panucci and Furious D once again are coming in. They're maybe going to try to grab Phoenix here, but a really good burrow charge is going to at least get him close to the gate, but there was a lunar flare right on top of where the burrow charge came in, followed of course by the Primal Grasp, and that will be the second takedown that 2ARC has gotten so far.
Wow. You do not want to go anywhere near this gang squad. And Fate knows that, because I've actually seen Fate just dancing around here in the top lane, not even being willing to go forward enough to kill minions, because Fate knows that Traitor is waiting in the bushes to jump out at any chance, and that Panucci might join him as well. Fate is in deep trouble, but manages to get behind the wall before going down with a very low amount of health. That means that minions will now be against the structures in the top lane here. No worries, Fate will dispense them quickly.
Man, with that Envenom from Panucci, it's going to be even scarier, as a Primal Grasp, followed by the Lunar Flare, will go on Phoenix, but he's going to be able to burrow charge away. At least these solo laners, these solo lane warriors do have the burrow charge and the Eldrin's Might to try to get away. But looking at level 4 talents, well, we might get a second before the next gank. We do have 2 protective shields, like I mentioned, coming down on Tyrande and Malfurion, so they will be at least focusing those 2 on sustainability for now. Fate trying to come in, maybe catching a pickup on Panucci, getting very, very low while Eldrin's out. Meanwhile, Here comes the rest of the team trying to get a pickup of their own, but won't do so yet.
That means that one tribute will go into the hands of 2Ark, but there are plenty of tributes left before that means anything in particular on this battleground. Remember, there needs to be 3 tributes in order to get the Raven Lord to bless you with his curse, if you will. Chubsy and Panucci looking to grab some action up here, but not being able to find any. They're going to go down toward the middle lane, looking for perhaps a gank on Fate if he's willing to put himself forward enough.
I like bless you with his curse.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I thought you'd like that.
I really did. Koto's been really good with these scouting drones when Brightwing was in the bottom, actually throwing out one in 2 different places, just really trying to stop from getting ganked, and I don't really understand that. It's a great skill anyway, but definitely when you're going up against a composition like this, vision is definitely key now. By picking up those siege giants, Team Gaming do have something pushing while they are looking at the next tribute. However, they are not level 7 just yet, so they are down a talent tier versus their opponents.
Looks like we'll have an engagement here. Panucci jumping right in to try to grab Fate one more time. Fate has been able to get away before, but will not be able to do so this time. He will go down, and now there are 5 members of 2Ark sniffing around this tribute, and it looks like they will be mostly uncontested. Anubarak, aka Phoenix, is coming in to just check things out, but realizes he doesn't want any part of that action. Just going to interrupt a few times potentially, but Quibsy is going to be able to ultimately grab that tribute. That is 2 tributes now for 2Ark, and that means that Team Gaming is going to have to be ready for this next tribute spawn if they don't want to be cursed.
Oh, Wraith looking so in a bad position there, but will be able to Banshee out and stay safe. So doing a really good job, Team Gaming is of being able to yell out and say, okay, I think they're coming bottom, they're missing, step back, and they were so far staying safe, but they did lose Sylvanas there, so now more experience getting into the hands of 2Ark. This is looking scary, Anna. They're getting pretty close to level 10. They're almost a level up on their opponents.
What's very interesting is that, especially knowing that Sylvanas is on Team Gaming would like to be able to be up close to the structures of 2Ark and be able to use those abilities to have the mini curse, as we talked about earlier, and do damage to structures in this early game to beef up their experience. The problem is with the high mobility of this gank squad that's been everywhere on this map. You can see it exhibited by Fate here, who's not even willing to go to the center of the map, just kind of dancing around behind, and they really don't feel like they can get close enough to the structures to do that damage that they want to do. Now the tribute is spawning, and unfortunately for Team Gaming, it is in a position that's very advantageous to 2Ark. They're already spread out, planning to zone, and they will be able to zone so far away that Furious D will have a nice little calm, chill time channeling this tribute, and that will be cursed for 2Ark.
Oh man, Kunril so far doing a great job of avoiding Panucci. Does take a lot of damage from Living Bomb, and a great root from Malfurion will help them pick up a Tyrael takedown. So now, with having one less hero to help defend, 2Ark are feeling very confident with this push. They also are about to level 10, but throughout all of that, Team Gaming was soaking top and bottom with Sylvanas and Brightwing. They're also pushing. This is a really smart idea because they know that there's only so much they can do to defend here. So not only have they picked up their heroic abilities, they're trying to keep up a little bit in terms of structures, but now 2Ark are going to start pushing in for the keep. So now it becomes more of an issue, and we may see these 2 heroes come back. Here are the heroic abilities, though. We've got Judgment, Odin, Wailing Arrow, Blink Heal, and Locust Swarm for Anubarak. For Team Gaming, Starfall, Tranquility, Void Prison, Maelstrom, and Pyroblast, actually, for 2Ark Gaming.
Interesting, interesting. We have seen mostly Phoenix for Kael'thas so far, but this time we will see Pyroblast. What do you think about that, Gilly?
Well, Pyroblast has a very long cast time, extremely long. It also does not have a super long cooldown, but that's because you often have to cancel it when casting. But if they're able, they have such good lockdown and slow that if he can stay behind and do a really good job of staying behind his team, be able to cast that, then it's possible that if they're able to lock down a lot of people, then it will do a ton of area of effect damage to the entire team. I'm really excited to see how they choose to use it and when in the team fight they drop that Pyroblast.
Yeah, It must be that they feel really confident in their ability to zone in other ways, and we saw that around that last tribute, that they're able to push Gaming Team Gaming out of an area that they want to be in. Phoenix usually helps them do that a lot in team fights, but maybe they're feeling like they don't need it right now, though Fate and Phoenix will jump right in, and they will be able to take Kael'thas down without much of a second thought. 2Ark doesn't like these odds. They're going to go ahead and retreat behind their wall with 4 heroes left.
Okay, so I saw the Odin and started shaking my head, but I like it a lot more here because I think part of the problem was that they would drop it and 2Ark would just walk away. And now they have such a strong engagement with that judgment that it's going to be, they're able to say, no, 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 you will fight when we want to fight, because somebody is going to get judged and stunned for a long time. So that was really cool to see. They were able to pick up a takedown there. They're going to defend this golem. They're not going to lose their fort here. So far, choosing also to push on bottom versus pick up their own golem.
Yeah, we do see a spread out and push going on from Gaming Team Gaming, not quite as afraid as before of the gank squad. We also see some interest from Fate and Phoenix on this boss in the bottom lane. Brightwing is going to phase shift in as well, and they will be able to take this boss down unless 2Ark decides to come contest, which it looks like they are after we saw the Sentinel coming in from Tyrande. That owl checked for her, and now they can confirm they can converge on their enemies here.
Man, I am very scared for Gaming Team Gaming here. They are going to leash the boss, and that's a great idea because 2Ark totally saw that with the owl, and they're going to, a really great usage of the Banshees and checking it though, but fighting the boss while having their level 13 opponents attacking them too would have been so scary, so I'm really glad they were able to disengage there. Now, Nubarak is in mid trying to get them those level 13 talents. They're almost there, so close, and then we'll be able to pick it up maybe. It actually looks like a Nubarak might go for this tribute here, but it will leave them without one of their warriors here, so they've got to be a little bit careful when defending.
Yeah, the spawning place was not advantageous for 2Ark, so they basically ignored that tribute, knowing that it's just 1 out of 3 tributes that are needed. They were going to focus their efforts instead down here on the bottom lane. Gaming Team Gaming using a Nubarak to pick that up was probably smart, but like you said, it did leave them weak. They weren't able to do much to contest this push, and they basically kind of let 2Ark have their way there.
Yeah, they picked up that fort, which is going to give them even more of an experience lead, which is already kind of a problem for Gaming Team Gaming. So now they are in the same talent tier. Gaming Team Gaming are going to look to see if this boss is being taken, and 2Ark is going to step back just a little bit as they did see everyone leave the map. But now they see Nubarak still on the map. Here they come. Kunril's going to drop that Odin. We're looking for maybe an engagement here with the Odin. They may be able to pick it up. It's going to be close. 2Ark are not going to just leave this. Phoenix is going to have to be very aggressive and zoning. The rest of the team trying really hard to take it out while Phoenix is out there, but he's taking a lot of damage on the Nubarak. Protective shield will go down. He's going to burrow charge in. Everyone's going to fight around the spawning point. But look, a Void Prison on Wraith and Kunril, and now Tyrael is down. Koto is so low. A Nubarak was also taken out, is going to be gone as well. So now Wraith, Kunril have to get out, and the boss will go to 2Ark.
So much area of effect in just a tiny little space. The colors became indistinguishable. 2Ark did come out on top. They were able to take down 3 members of Gaming Team Gaming, and that leaves them very able to, again, play in the structures and wreak all sorts of havoc.
Yes, indeed. They're going straight after this keep and can do so with that boss who is doing a ton of damage to it. They will take down the keep and walk away, but now they're very close to their level 16 talents, and this experience lead is just increasing for 2Ark. And with a tribute up now too, they're going to go and pick that up. Not a big deal for Gaming Team Gaming. They've got a long way to go before it's a possibility where they could be cursed. But they're going to have to be watching this bottom lane now, which is a little bit unfortunate for them. They're going to have to constantly watch for those catapults. They're going to need to get 16 before they can get into another team fight as well.
2Ark did back off and was looking for something else to do on the map. There wasn't a whole lot to do until these siege giants just came up. They didn't really have to clean up lanes too much, and they didn't have any other mercenaries available. So, I don't know, maybe backing off a little prematurely, but we are seeing the return of that conservative style, making sure that 2Ark doesn't let go of any of their experience lead. They are going to find Fate all by his lonesome, but he will be able to get out of the way very quickly, as is his custom. But it looks like these siege giants won't last very long from Gaming Team Gaming, and instead 2Ark will focus their attention on this top fort.
And they're going to take out this fort very easily. Gaming Team Gaming are coming up, but still aren't 16. I don't know if we're going to really see them try to engage on this. Maybe if they can get a pick, but those talents are huge. We've got Rending Cleave actually instead of Double Bomb for Zeratul, so he's going to be doing a ton of damage when he jumps in, cleaves, and then wormholes back out. We even have one Blood for Kerrigan, and then of course Ignite for Kael'thas. So Kunriel is going to try to make something happen. There goes the Odin, and a Judgment actually gets stopped by Trader. What an amazing play. That Void Prison on point, and now with a fantastic Starfall. Already Sylvanas is down. Fate will be the next one to follow. Phoenix is very low, and Ignite will secure that takedown as well. Everyone's still alive. Kunriel was trying so hard to pick up the takedown on Panucci, but now Odin is done. Tychus is out, and only poor Koto on Brightwing remains.
Brightwing loves her friends, but unfortunately they are all deceased at the moment, and she has no one to help her defend. She's going to go back and make sure that the base stays clear of mercenaries. In the meantime, looks like 2Arc is interested in putting some more mercenaries on the map as they go for the boss on their side.
Yes, indeed, and that's going to be completely uncontested, of course, as members are just starting to respawn, and it does at least have a gate and some towers to go through, but that is something that Gaming Team Gaming is going to have to deal with, and unfortunately for them, the timing of that means that that guy will be walking toward and getting to the keep just in time for the next tribute. Yay, perfect timing, golems!
And that, of course, means that if 2Arc has an advantage on this next tribute, they could be looking at a curse because they do have 2 tributes already under their belt. So Gaming Team Gaming is going to look to dispatch this boss as quickly as they can in anticipation of being free to pursue a tribute of their own.
Alright, well, the golem is very close to being down, but 2Arc doing a really good job of pushing in the middle as well. And so, a great stun from Fate, a judgment in, but so far Panucci's still very, very healthy. They have chased her out of the fight, but at what cost? Because there's a Void Prison who has so many members, everybody but Wraith now. Anubarak and Tyrael are down. The Warriors are completely taken out. There goes Sylvanas as well. A great Starfall is going to zone. Ice Block for Koto, as is going to be able to blink heal to Kunriel to stay safe. But there goes the keep, and already they're going to move straight in toward core and go for that as well. And it will be 27 seconds before every member is up. Maelstrom even going down on the core, Anna, as it's only Odin on Kunriel. Oh my gosh, you take so much damage from the Lunar Flare and the Ignite.
Wow, I mean, there's just so much that can be done by 2Arc right now. It does not take them very long at all to melt down that core. And I think that game, Gilly, cements that the no-tank style is, in fact, the trademark of 2Arc Gaming.
Yeah? You're going to call it right there?
I'm going to call it, yep, it is. It's their trademark now.
Well, that was a very impressive game by 2Arc. Very, very strong indeed. And that means they will be moving on in the bracket. And guess who they will be going up against now?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is Tempo Storm. Is that right?
I do believe that is who they'll be playing. Tempo Storm
Wow.
has been tearing through the bracket, tearing through some of our Heroes hype teams. Unfortunately, poor Pandemonium and Dinner excuse. But they will be moving up to face Tempo Storm, and the winner of that will make it into the round of 8. So that's where that bracket will stop for the day. To our understanding, we will not be casting that 2Arc Tempo Storm game. I think it will be on Forecourt Jester and Shamtu's channel. But if you want to, you can always go to twitch.tv/team/heroes esports, and that has all of the channels, so you can check out which channels are broadcasting which games. If we are moving on, I do believe we will be casting Pool Play-Doh Subtangos inside Storm Gaming if they haven't started yet. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be in chat to let you know what's happening next, guys. Congrats to 2Arc Gaming, and good luck versus Tempo Storm. We'll see you guys soon.